Hey guys, this is CursedSamuroid and welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. So Doomsday has begun. My first video on the overview is already out. If you haven't taken a look yet, please go ahead and do so. All right, so moving on, on this today's video, we are going to capture or discuss about Doomsday basics, right? So there are a couple of things I'm going to discuss in this, starting from buildings, plots, troops, resources, and honor points, right? So so the first discussion point is buildings, and in under buildings we're going to talk about how to get and donate stones, how to place, rebuild, demolish alliance center, how to place, rebuild, demolish building, and how to upgrade buildings, right? So if you take a look at my screen right now, my Doomsday laboratory is already in place. So as we discussed, first thing we are going to talk about is how to donate stones, right? So stones are pretty simple. If you've been playing this for quite some time, you already know when you were building towers in alliance hubs, you already donated stones to your alliance. But I'm gonna nevertheless I'm gonna show this to you again. So all you need to do is click on menu, go to alliance, and you have stores where if you are an R4 or an R5, you can go to item list and use the alliance score here at the top, and put these items up for purchase. Of course, I'm not an R4 in this alliance, so I don't have that, but my buddies do. And then you can go to store as a member to select on what you what you need and purchase it. Now, of course, I have 56k plus points, so I can't purchase the pile of stone, but I already have done that, right? If you want to see how many stones do you have, you can go to building, and here it would show you what are the stones you have at the top, right? Stones, I have 5,000. Sorry, that's not the stones I have, that's the one I've already spent so far in this alliance. But anyways, let's go back here and see how we can donate stones. So when you are in this build area, right, you cannot access the Doomsday building feature. You need to go to the state view, and once you are in state view, then you have this build, and if you see, I've got number 4 highlighted and jumping around, right? So that's the build. If I click on this, see, it shows me 4 types of building: processing plant, immunity research facility, special operations command, and guardian fortress. And there are nicknames for it too, like the processing plant is known as PP, immunity research facility or virus research facility is known as RF, special operations command is known as AF because it has assault fortress, and guardian fortress is known as GF, which 100% in this case stands for guardian fortress and not girlfriend. All right, so I've already placed my alliance center 1 is already built. My all 4 buildings are placed. Now always remember, when you place this building, right, you need to ensure that you do not overlap any tile. For example, you see these mineral deposits here, and you see this highlighted tiles. Never put your bases on that, because those are important for you for your games to continue. So always ensure you find a good, nice empty spot, little away, not too far away. You don't have to have 700 kilometers of distance, but of course some of it is fine, right? Like a couple of 50 kilometers or 60 kilometers, right? Don't keep it too far unless your APC is fast, then it's okay, right? And there's a reason why we say that, because you need to repair certain structures, right? Now let's get a couple of things straight. In the center, what you see here is my alliance structure. Let me go and find it where it is. There. Oh, not gonna attack zombie. Right. This is called alliance center, not alliance hub. That's over. we've moved on to alliance center. And just like you could create alliance center 1, 2, 3, 4, alliance hub 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise, you can create alliance center 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now, you may see that this is a little crowded, but that's exactly how it is supposed to be, right? And we'll talk about that. So placing an alliance center is as good as or as similar as placing an alliance hub that you had earlier. All you had to do was go inside the base, click on build. I'm sorry, not build. Go to alliance part, and then click on building. And then you have this option called, of course, I'm not an R4, excuse me, I'm not an R4, so I do not have the option to place, but an R4 or an R5 would have that place. So when they click on it, it would definitely show up here in the state view where you would want to place that, and then you can choose where you want to place that, right? And structure is something that each individual can place, right? So like we spoke about, there are 4 types of structure: GF, AF, RF, and PP, right? So you can place them. Now the ideal formation suggests that when you have an alliance center, you surround it by guardian fortress, at least 2 to 3 layer, just the way you do in Battle of Launch Center. You surround it with your bases. Here you have to surround it with fortress, at least 3 layers. Then comes Special Operations Command, which is also known as AF, right? Assault fortress, where you have this gun kind of thing that you place. So again, that also takes 3 rows, 2 to 3 rows, depending on the capability of the alliance. Then comes immunity research facility, 3 layers, and then or 2 layers, and then comes PP, which is processing plant, 3 or 2 layers. Right now, it is very critical you put that in the same formation, and of course you need to repeat this formation with every single alliance center. Right now, how do you know how many alliance centers do you have to build? So it's very simple. It's right over here. See, you have 1 is already placed, 2, 3, and 4 are something under I mean, it's not been placed yet, but of course it'll be done a little later, right? For the state who are just entering Doomsday, it is always advisable that you move your alliance center towards the corner and start from there. There are multiple reasons for it, which I'll cover in next part of the videos, right? So that's basically how you rebuild an alliance center, right? Building this bases here is pretty similar. Now sometimes it may happen that you don't know where exactly you've placed it, because the place was very crowded. So you don't have to worry. You just have to go into your Doomsday laboratory, go into honor section, and then you would see all your fortresses that you've planned, placed or built. Right now, remember this: if you've placed your fortress at one location, and let's say you need to move it to a certain position asked by your alliance member, you can very well relocate it. The only problem with that is it'll start burning, and then you need to do repair. That brings me to my point why I suggested that your base should be closer or your APCs should be faster, because you need to send an APC. Now I did it on purpose here, so that you can see. Now if you see, my processing plant needs repair and assault fortress needs repair, so I'm going to click on repair for my processing plant. It consumes very less stones, but we'll see what it is, right? So here I have 810 blocks. I want to fix durability of 500, and it only requires 25 stones. So I'm going to click on repair, and then it asks me what APC I want to choose. So I'm going to select my first one, and then my APC is going there. While my APC goes and fixes it, I'm going to go back inside my Doomsday laboratory again, find another one which I need to fix, and I'm going to repair that one too with just 25 stones. And I'm going to send another APC. Right, so 2 of my APCs are already on the way to repair the building. Right now, let's talk about upgrading your building, right? Remember, all these buildings that you've placed already needs to be upgraded. So let's see how we can go ahead and upgrade it. So you go to your Doomsday Laboratory, you go to click on Honor, go to Honor, and now you have all your four, you know, what do you call them? Structures, right? Sorry, I keep forgetting, right? So when you have these honor structures, right, now you need to upgrade them. So I'm going to click on one of this, let's say Guardian Fortress, for example, right? And damn, I cannot go there. So I'm going to click on View, and oh yeah, I can see it now. Now I have this option called Level Up. I'm going to do that, and that's where I need these resources. So remember, you can't do anything until you upgrade them. And remember this, upgrading them and placing them is very important, right? So two parts here. Place it as per the request of your R4 or R5, because they have a plan, and it really helps, right? If you put you know, your honor structures as requested, because it helps everyone. Remember this is a team game, right? And second is upgrading your structure gets you more points. More points means better rewards, right? And remember, if everybody in the alliance follows this, that means better rewards for everyone, right? It's a team game, guys. It's not an individual game, right? If you want to play individual game, I would suggest you a couple of other games, but this is a team game, right? So let's go back here. Now, that was about building, you know, how you place them, you know, the stones and the upgrading and all that stuff, right? Now let's talk about plots. Very important part, right? And then we'll talk about troops, resources, and honor points, right? So let's see, how do you occupy a plot, right? So the first thing that you need to do when you occupy a plot is, so let me first go back closer to my base. Oopsie, I went into heroes. So this is easier, much easier. So first let's talk about what are the types of plots, right? So I'm going to go into my Doomsday Laboratory, go to Territory, and now here you see empty plot, fallen plot, forest, mineral deposit, oil deposit, and polluted H2O. So these are all your six actually, see, these are the 4 resources that you can get, right? So the empty plot will give you grains, but of course polluted one. Fallen farms will give you grains, better and more, but of course polluted one. Forest will give you lumber, which is wood, but of course polluted one. Mineral deposits will get you the minerals, the one that we spoke about, the one that you need for upgrade. So start mining that first. And then oil deposits and polluted H2O. You already know H2O means water. So that's what you need, right? So these are the 6 types of plots, right? Note that the earnings for each type differ. The best to occupy are waste farm, right? Forest and oil deposit. They have better earnings, right? Now, what requirements do you have to meet to occupy a plot? So the plot level depends on the location of the world map. The outskirt level is low. In the middle, the level is highest. The same thing, right? On the outskirts, you have, you know, the desert area, right? That's where you have level 1, level 2 refineries, wells, and all that stuff. And if you go towards center, you have level 8, level 9, level 10, right? So that's very important, right? The plot has to have connection to an already occupied plot by you or any member of your alliance, and we'll talk about that in a while. Now, how do you know what plots to you know, occupy? So let's look at this, right? So if you see any farm that is not occupied, it would not have any color, right? Let's see. Here, like for example, this one, or this one, or this one. These are not occupied, right? Now, if you occupy a plot, so let me see if I can find something closer to mine. So I'm going to occupy this, right? And it says I'm going to get ore 2, stone block 5, production is 300 per hour, guard power is 777, influence value is 100, infection intensity is 0, current immunity 101, suffer 0% total HP poison damage, right? So I'm going to click on occupy here, right? and it says cannot occupy territory, right? So I'm gonna go here and let me see what I can. Um, I have to always take the adjustment one. Let me see if I can take this one. Occupy, occupy, and then let me send in my weakest APC. And there you go. Now, did you see I was choosing something which is not connected to this blue tile, and that's why I was not able to occupy it, right? But now I have taken this because that's right next to my what do you call them? My the tile or the plot next to my alliances tile plot. Yep, that is correct. Now here, if a tile has been, or rather I keep saying tile, let's say plots, if a plot is already occupied, right, then it would have the person's name. Now you see this umbrella, and if I click my cursor, I put my cursor on it, it shows my buddy's name, right? That's why. Now here I have a green color. That's because I am the owner. So any plot that is owned by me will have green color. Any plot that is not owned by anyone will be empty, right? Now moving on, there are other colors too. Light blue, right? That is the one next to me. If you see that light blue, it's because it's it's ready for me to be occupied. Like, any of my alliance member can take it, but once it is taken, there will be that small symbol with umbrella right on it. That means it's owned. So don't hit that one because that's your buddy, right? If you see white tile, right, or white plot, right, the border is white, that means it is occupied by somebody in your state, right? And if you want to occupy that, please speak to your R4 or your R5, right? Unless you are the R4 or R5, then it's totally your decision, right? Now there's one more color, actually two more colors that we need to talk about. If you see purple color for any plot that is one member of the other state, right? Like, you remember kill event where you go to other state? Yeah, that similarly. So that state guy has come here into your state and occupied it, right? And then comes the last color that we need to talk about. If it is red in color, that plot is owned by your current Doomsday battle and enemy. Yeah. So if it is from other state, it's purple. But if it is the other state, which is also your Doomsday competitor, that is when it is marked in red, right? Now you already seen how you are going to occupy a plot, and then you also saw the message that came. Now abandoning the plot, right? Abandoning the plot is pretty simple. You just have this, you click on the plot you own and then click on abandon, and there you go, it just goes away, right? Now you also have this strategy field, right? So let's take a look at that. See, you have these options, so I would say go through this to see what is the thing you need. I will cover a separate video on the strategy part. Right now, moving back, so here we've seen how to occupy a plot, how to increase plots to occupy, right, and how to abandon plots, right? Now coming to your troops, another important thing, right? So during this event, because you are dealing with a lot of poisonous stuff, your troops are going to get infected, right? And that you'll get to know right before you try to occupy a plot. Now, if let's say your troops are infected, right? So all you need to do is open your Doomsday Laboratory, go to Honor, and then go to Honor tab. And now here, do you see Immunity Research Facility, right? That's where I have the option called Heal. So I just click on Heal. It would show my troops that are listed there, and of course it would show the resources just the way your hospital shows, right? That what are the troops and the required resources for to heal them, the same thing, right? Now remember this, healing may take very, very long time. Maybe heal in parts instead of all at one time, right? Now it's very simple. You just have to ensure. Sometimes you can also see how to heal a part. You will have the option here. Do you see this red wrench with a building at the bottom left hand side corner? I'm going to click on it. See, right? A building is damaged is what it says. It's not actually a repaired, but yeah, the same area you would have a red circle with a suitcase in it, right? And you need to click on that to directly go into the laboratory honor heal area, and that's where it's going to show you what are the troops required. So select the number and just start healing. That's all it needs, right? Now remember this, that click on speed up or any of your virus research facility to heal them. By clicking on use one serum is used, and the healing time is reduced by 5 minutes. So the serum that you get by killing those zombies, that's actually needed for you to reduce the healing time, right? After clicking the first time next to use new button appears if you have enough serum, right? So keep gathering serum to in order to go ahead and uh, heal your troops, right? Let me see if I can find serum somewhere. Yeah, there you go. So this is the serum that you need, right? So it reduces the 5 minute of healing duration. And then this is antibody sample, right? It is a material that is needed to upgrade the immunity research center. Now going back to what we were discussing, so healing is pretty simple, right? Let's talk about harvesting resources. I think that's the most important part that everybody would love to hear, right? So let's talk about what are the resources you can harvest. So there are 6 different types of resources, right? Let's see how we can access them. So I'm gonna go to honor, I'm gonna go to season, and then I have harvest option. And did you see I got that 21 ore? I got that because I was able to harvest them. Now look at that, I have mineral deposit at 200 per hour, right? And if I click on harvest, it'll give me those options, right? So let's go to territory and then harvest. Now you will have a lot of options that you can harvest. You have diseased crops, you have polluted water, you have mutated wood, you have fossil fuel, you have tainted soil and ore, right? And the way to harvest them is to come into the Doomsday laboratory, click on territory, and then click on harvest option, and then it's going to harvest that for you, right? So that's pretty simple, right? Now let's say you have extracted the resources. How do you process them, right? So which material are extracted from the resources, right? So you have let's say you have polluted grain, for example, right? And when you have polluted grain, when you process them, it would derive 2 different types of material, which we'll definitely take a look at, right? So let's see, I'm gonna go to my honor and then territory. No, sorry, not territory. I have processing plant, so I'm gonna go into production here, right? And I have this 23 ore that I can process. Now if you see, when I selected that ore, it shows me what it is going to split it into. It will remove iron on one side and the other ore on other side, right? So it's pretty simple, right? Ensure that your troops are deployed everywhere so that you can collect this material and keep on processing this. Now you need to note, processing plants works different from virus research facility. You have to start the process of resources on every processing plant. This way you can process different resources at the same time, right? So it's very simple. Select the resource you like to process by clicking on it, like I did. Select the amount you want to process, like I'm moving the bar here, and then click start production to start the process. Right now there is a timer there. It says 3 minutes and 4 seconds. The number of processed materials as well as time needed is depended on the level of your processing plant and your specialty skill. You can stop the process at any time. The process resources are added to your inventory and depots, and the unprocessed resources are put back into your inventory. Right, so that's pretty simple. So I'm just going to give you a quick demo here. I just clicked on start processing. Now if you see, for this processing to work, I need 27k per hour of electricity. Now of course it's not going to take 27k, but of course it's if I had too many resources and if it would have taken an hour, it would definitely need 27k. Now at the top, if you see, I have, or you can unlock the queues, and then let me see. So at the top I have all the queues locked. So I'm going to click on the first one and then say queue lock, proceed to unlock. I'm going to click on confirm, and there you go, your specialty skill required. Right, in next couple of videos we'll talk about the specialty skills as well. Let me collect this before it goes away. It doesn't go away, I was just kidding. Anyways, so I hope you've understood how to process your you've understood how to process the resources, right? Which brings me to the honor points. How do you earn honor points? And it's not rocket science, it's pretty simple. Let's see how we process the honor points. Not process the honor points, but earn the honor points. Honor points are the base for evolving higher and faster during the Doomsday event. They are needed to unlock specialty skills, which are used to unlock special abilities. Right now it's very simple. Let's go here to honor, and then of course you have to be the specialty tab. That's where you will see the specialties. Right, in my overview video I've already covered how to access them and what are the different categories under this. If you have not taken a look yet, please feel free to go and check. Right now, how do you earn honor points? So the first thing is to earn honor points by occupying plots, right, which I just showed you. Right, the other thing is to earn honor points by occupying not occupying but completing Doomsday quests. Right, now let's go back to my base, right, and then on the bottom click on the row above the chat. Right, so here it says occupy empty plot. So here I have 0 Doomsday contests. Right, so I'm going to click on occupy empty plots, click on go to here, and then nothing happened. So I'm going to go back here and let's see if I have an empty plot. Okay, so actually I'm going to occupy an empty plot after I see something that I that is closer to. So maybe I'm going to do this and then occupy, right, and I'm going to click occupy. Now you see my APC is actually returned back, so I'm going to click on this occupy, and now my APC is going to go there. Let's see what it does. Right, so my APC is almost reached and it says victory. Right, so you see, did you see on the left hand side, if you see here, it says 102 honor points. Right, and then it got me tainted soil 2, stone block 5. Right, you're stronger now and you can challenge stronger territories. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that for a while now. I need to get much stronger, but that's not it. See, I need this iron ore and I need to get here, but I can't occupy it because it's not connected to any tile. So I'll have to occupy this one as well. Right, and let me send this here. Go faster, faster. Good job, guys. Now come back. That's already mine. Stop shooting. And I've owned that too. Now I can occupy this. Now remember, you always need to check these details, right? What is the production? What is the guard power? And that's very important, right? You can't just go ahead and occupy anything. For example, your guard power here is 2001 and 2001. Plus I've got, you know, some other unknown powers. But here's what you need to know. When you click on this, your APC durability, or not durability, but your APC power should be above 18,000. So in future, when you go for bigger ones, you have to make sure that you occupy. Now here's what you need to know, guys. See, I tried to occupy the level 3 territory and see what happens. It says you cannot occupy, you need a level 2 territory, right? That means I'll have to start somewhere from here and make my occupy base one after the another, right? Come here till this number 2 by occupying plot. So I'm gonna do that now. Let me first kill this guy. He's standing in my way, and I don't like things standing in my way. Can you go a little faster, please? Yeah, so while my APC does that, let me see what rewards I get for doing a Doomsday conquest, right? So I'm gonna go back here and it says occupy empty plots. I click on it and it says claim, and I claimed it, and see what came. 100 honor points and stone block. 100. So you see, this is very important. You can actually get stone block like this, which is really neat. And then it says I've got occupy 4 level 1 territory. I've already done 3 and I just have to do 1 more. So I'm definitely going to do that. Let's go back here. Oh, and what did I get? Ooh, nice. And remember, we earlier had main task and daily task. Now we are Doomsday Conquest. So you have to click on the menu and then you can access it. I'm going to go back. Oh, my IPC is coming back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Winner! And that's empty. So I'm going to occupy this now. And occupy again. Okay, that's fine. You kill some of mine. That's okay. All right, cool. So now you also need to remember this guy. See, guys, that when you occupy a plot, there is a consumption. Like when you send your APC to kill a zombie or attack somebody, there is a certain amount of durability that goes, and that's tenure. And you also have this small, you know, map kind of thing with a knife on it. I have absolutely no clue. And let me check where I can find that while my APC goes and, you know, conquers that. I'm proud of you, my APC. Where do we have that thing here? No, I really don't have. No, it's not showing. And while my APC does that, I'm going to exchange this. And here's a bonus tip. When you exchange it and you get your 10 chest, don't do everything at once. Yeah, that's a trick I learned. Do it with a gap of every 15 to 20 minutes. You'll get better rewards. Yeah, there's a cooldown period kind of thing. I don't know. But that's going back to how you can earn honor points. So that is, like I said, 1 is to occupy a plot. 2nd is to ensure that you also have you know, complete your quests for the day, right? Like I did here, and I'm going to occupy this and I'm going to claim this, and I got 100 honor points plus 2, so that is great. And I have occupy a level 2 territory, so I'm going to do that while, right, not during this, right? And then the third thing is you can earn your honor point by killing Adjudicator. I don't know why they choose that name, but yeah, if they have chosen it, we just have to live with it. Now I've got to search for that guy, So, I just have to scroll through my map to see if I can find that. And there's a level 10, right? And I need combat power above 5,000, right? So I'm going to click rally, put a 10-minute rally, and then click on stronger APC. And somebody's definitely going to join, and that's okay. We'll definitely take a look at that. But here's what, so that's another way of getting the honor points. The other way is to earn honor points by special training. There is an option called special training to make some quick honor points and hero XP points. Quick because of the following reason: you do not have to wait for a plot to be abandoned. You pick a plot, you won right in front of your base, so that's why, right? So select a plot close to your base and click on special training. So let's see, I'm gonna click a plot, right, and here, right, and then how do I go into the special training? Let's see, strategize, right, and then I have special training, and here it says super training, and I need this label, so I'm gonna do the free one, normal training, and I'm gonna take March here, and let's see if I can do that. Now you remember, you can only do this on an occupied plot, right? So here it's doing some training, hitting the empty plot, and once it is done, it's just going to come back in a couple of seconds, right? Now that's another way of the points you get. Now remember this, for a normal training, rewards you get is honor points 10 to 479 and hero exp 23 to 130, right? For a super training, it is honor points is 10 to 479 and hero XP is 92 to 520, which is 4 times of your normal training. You need the item training order to start the training, right? And let's take a look at a couple of other things, right? So that was actually all that we had on the honor points, right? So just to sum it up for you, make it much easier, we've covered buildings, right? How to get stones, donate stones, place, rebuild, demolish alliance center, place, rebuild, demolish buildings, and upgrade. And remember, upgrading is important. Then we talked about plots, where you can occupy plots, increase plots to occupy, and then abandon them. And we talked about troops, how we can heal them, and we talked about resources, like how you harvest resources, how you process resources, and then finally honor points, where you do multiple ways of earning your honor points by occupying a plot, special training, doing Doomsday quests, and all that stuff. In my next video, I'm going to talk about skills, right? And then we will also have a following video on battle, right? And Doomsday conquest, all that you need to know, right? And in my next video, I will also be adding, my personal recommendation about skills that it's going to benefit you, of course, because that's exactly what I'm going to follow. But here's what you need to know: it is mix and match, but you have to strategize things. You have to think through how you're going to play with this game, what you need to do, because it's not simple. It's difficult, it's hard, and that's why you have a team to work with. So talk to your people, understand what they are doing, why they are doing it. Put your opinion, don't be afraid. Put your opinion out there, because you need to be in an alliance that understands you and helps you, right? Luckily, I'm in one already. So there you go, right? We've covered all you needed. I hope you liked the video, and if you really do, please like and subscribe and share these videos with other people so they can benefit from it too, especially with the people in your alliance, so that they can learn from it. I hope you find this helpful, and if you have any feedback, suggestions, criticism, please feel free to put that in comments. CursedSamuroid signing off.